In a courtroom that was supposed to be routine, something extraordinary unfolded. Denzel Washington, known worldwide for his commanding presence on screen, found himself in a real-life legal standoff. Only this time, there was no script. The courtroom was packed, tension crackling in the air, as Judge Maya Thornton raised an eyebrow and issued a bold challenge. It wasn't about fame, it wasn't about celebrity privilege. It was about truth, and Denzel was ready to deliver it. The moment began with a simple legal matter, a civic dispute involving a charity initiative Denzel was backing. But Judge Thornton, known for her fierce intellect and unshakable authority, questioned the foundation's transparency. "Mr. Washington," she said, "your intentions may be noble, but intentions without accountability are just shadows." The room went silent. No one talked to Denzel like that, not in public, not in court. Denzel stood up slowly, respectfully. He adjusted his tie, looked directly at the judge and said calmly, "Your Honor, with respect, I didn't come here to be defended by my reputation. I came here to let the truth defend itself." The courtroom was silent again, but this time it was because something powerful was stirring. This wasn't the voice of an actor, it was the voice of a man who stood by what he believed. Judge Thornton, to her credit, didn't back down. "Then show us the truth," she said. "Open the books, explain the numbers. Let the facts speak louder than your fame." Denzel nodded. "Absolutely." And then, in a move that stunned the room, he pulled out a folder from his briefcase, a folder full of detailed documents, expense reports, testimonies from beneficiaries, and personal letters from people his foundation had helped. The court clerk passed the folder to the bench. Judge Thornton flipped through it silently. Each page was more compelling than the last. Verified receipts, independent audits, handwritten letters from veterans, students, and single mothers. By the time she reached the last page, her expression had changed. Still composed, but visibly moved. She looked up at Denzel, who stood still, no arrogance, no smugness, just quiet strength. "I'm not perfect, Judge," Denzel said, "but I don't run from scrutiny. I walk into it, because if I ask others to trust me with hope, then I must be accountable for that trust." Murmurs filled the room. Reporters furiously scribbled notes. Legal aides looked at each other, some even nodding. The moment wasn't about a ruling anymore. It was about a lesson in integrity, delivered with the force of character only someone like Denzel could muster. "Good day." Judge Thornton leaned back. "Mr. Washington," she said, "in all my years on the bench, I've never seen a defendant bring the receipts quite like this." She smiled faintly, then added, "Court isn't about emotion. But today, your commitment spoke louder than any defense lawyer could." Applause wasn't allowed, but if it were, the room would have erupted. Outside the courthouse, the media went wild. Headlines read, "Denzel delivers justice, from Hollywood to courtroom hero, and judge humbled by Washington's words." But inside, the real victory wasn't celebrity redemption. It was a public figure setting a new bar for accountability. Not because he had to, because he chose to. In an interview later, Judge Thornton admitted, "I came in prepared to question him, but I left reminded of why the truth is always more powerful than perception." Denzel didn't gloat. He didn't post online. He simply returned to work, continuing his mission to serve, not for cameras, but for communities. The moment had passed, but the impact stayed. And so, in a courtroom built for justice, not drama, Denzel Washington reminded everyone watching, integrity doesn't come with applause. It comes with courage, transparency, and grace under fire. Judge Thornton challenged him, and he answered not with anger, but with truth, a response so powerful it left an entire courtroom speechless.